to From Loneliness to Overflow with Matina. I'm your host, a holistic healing coach, divorce recovery coach, and a passionate advocate for personal growth and your guide on the journey to healing. This podcast is for those who are struggling with the feelings of loneliness, disconnection, feeling stuck, and who are ready to discover their inner potential and live a life overflowing with love and connection. Inside, we're going to explore the path from pain to transformation, bridging the gap between loneliness and abundance through heartfelt conversations, spirituality, energy work, and self-awareness. So let's get started on this soulful journey together. Welcome to another episode From Loneliness to Overflow with Matina. Today's topic is going to be interesting as we're going to dive into what does mindset really mean? What is it made of? Why and how can we create it in a way that it actually allows us to truly and fully, completely, honestly sit with ourselves and examine where did our own mindset come from. When we actually look at the dictionary as to what mindset is built of or built from, it's a combination of core components, including assumptions and beliefs, which are shaped by experiences, environment, and messages from others. But inside these components, it's always the driver is emotion. We can have, of course, our belief systems and our assumptions that we all live with. We can have our own emotional and physical state that we go through, our experiences of the past that helps us distinction what is right, what's wrong, what does help us move forward, and what doesn't. And how impactful your environment is, the people you hang out with are, values and identities that you carry every single day, and the narratives of the social experiences that you have had. All of these have one thing in common, and those are your emotions. All of them are driven by your emotions. They're driven by the experience that you have lived, the belief systems that you consciously and subconsciously are living life from, and now moving forward, how you're creating life and stepping into life every single day. I know for a fact that I have drastically changed my own mindset over the last years, over the last decade actually, where I have questioned myself. Why do I believe this way? What is resonating with me right now? What does feel good to me or what doesn't feel good? When I'm in front of a situation, how quickly do I jump into judgments, conclusions that I then need to stop and assess for myself? Everyone, it has a right to believe and live life to the standards that they hold for themselves. Everyone does, and everyone does it naturally. Then how come when we come into a partnership as an intimate partnership or also as a business partnership or a person that you're really closely working together with, that they really butt heads? It is the values and the belief systems that are different for you and the other person that are keeping you at bay. And when values and belief systems align, you're much closer to yourselves and much closer to the other person because you are at a same level. There's something that's the frequency is vibrating at the same level, so the understanding becomes natural. Where are you in your own life bringing people in that hold the same frequency as you do, the same mindset as you do? And where are you finding the difficulties of showing up because you believe that the other person is not in alignment with yourself, or you can't see eye to eye, or you can't get this project, this relationship to the next level as you had hoped to. In all honesty, it is about self reflection. What is the mindset that I am carrying today? Is the question. When I ask myself that right now, my mindset is drastically different than 10 years ago. And the reason for that is 10 years ago, I was driven by external factors. What did I need to do on a day-to-day basis for my career? What did I need to do for my job? What did I need to do for my children, for my partner, for my family, for my house? And all these factors were more important than me sitting down with my own mindset, me questioning, am I doing the right thing here? And I'm saying this very, very loosely, because this doesn't mean that I did not question myself 10 years ago. I did. I absolutely did. It doesn't even mean that I was pushing away people that I did not feel aligned with. I did. I absolutely did. And that also did not mean that I was pulling the people in that I did feel aligned with. We all have different frequencies based on the different things that we are doing. I don't show up necessarily the same way when I am in a business environment, or when I am doing a presentation, or when I am with my clients, or when I'm even in the past working in a hospital. You have some professionalism that you have to put on, a mask that you almost carry with you. It's like, okay, now I have to perform and be this way. You do it because that's what the job, the environment requires of you. Then when you go home, you take off that mask, you take on a different mask, and you breathe as a parent, as a partner, as a homemaker, whatever it is. We have these different performances, these different masks, which take us to that next level of life. And I too had I had a variety of masks, okay? My masks were so different. I was showing up differently for my friends, whom I truly feel close to, whom I can say anything to, and be and seen by them for who I am. Then when I'm talking to my boss. And then, yeah, some of you are like, of course you are, because that's a different environment. But this is exactly what I mean. My different mask required me to have a different mindset. The mindset with my friend is I can let loose, I can just be, and I am enough as I am because this person accepts me as I am. My mindset when it came to my job and my boss, it was like, I need to perform. I need to showcase how worthy I am, how good I am, how I can do this and this and this and this. And look at me performing here and look at me achieving that. That was more driven by significance. That was more driven by the ability for someone else to validate me than when I'm with my friend who already validates me. So I don't need to seek it because it's already there. My mindset, not saying that this is what my boss thought. This is what I thought, is I need to perform, I need to showcase, I need to grow every single time. That was my mindset. There are many people out there in the world who are content with the job description they have, with what they need to do, and they just show up and do what is required, feel complete by it, go home and do what they need to do. They don't think about, okay, how can I grow and how can I be better? How can I be validated at work? Just like not everyone seeks validation in work, we don't always know what we want, what we require, what we need in our day-to-day life. And we are subconsciously driven by our mindset. So the biggest difference from 10 years ago to now for me personally when it comes around mindset is how I perceive myself. I was doing all the things that I am doing now, but at that time I did not have the higher awareness around it. Now, oh my goodness, now I have so much awareness that I can actually hear my inner critic on a day to day basis, sometimes even moment to moment. And I get to sit with that inner critic of myself, and I can love it. I can see it. I can validate it. I can appreciate it. And it allows me to choose my mindset. Whereas in the past, I was driven subconsciously by my mindset. Now I'm driven consciously by it. Do I have 100% awareness? Of course not. I'm a human. I'm meant to make mistakes. I'm meant to learn every day. But if I am putting my head to the wall every single day, I can blame the wall, or I can stop and assess what am I doing that I'm running into the wall over and over and over again. And mind you, there are so many different aspects of life where I have run into the wall multiple times. And even now, I'm at this change of life where I know something bigger and better is there for my career, my business, my way of showing up for all of you. But have I discovered it fully? No, I haven't. Do I right now feel that I am hitting that wall over and over and over again? Yes, I do. And that's when my inner critic comes in play. And that's when I have to say, stop, let's sit with this inner critic. What is the inner critic telling me right now? We have over 10,000 thoughts in a day. There's no way that I can catch all 10,000. If I was sit still and even sitting still, try to catch all my 10,000 thoughts, I wouldn't be able to. Because my brain filters what it finds important. But by me sitting still, I get a higher awareness of catching more thoughts, addressing them, loving them, having grace and compassion for them. And then instead of this life where I've learned to keep going with the stick method, to keep going with grace. And that's a whole different way of living that requires a different mindset. Doesn't mean it does not require discipline. It absolutely requires discipline. And while I had a lot of discipline in my old life, I am relearning discipline in this new way of living. And that requires me to change my mindset. It requires me to sit with my negative thoughts. It requires me to understand my emotions. It requires me to understand that when I hit a wall, and I'm hitting a wall with my coffee mug, that mug is going to spill coffee. It's not going to spill water. It's not going to spill juice because it had coffee in it. Same way, if I'm hitting a wall and I'm getting frustrated, I'm going to feel frustration. I'm not going to feel grace because I did not put grace in my cup. I put frustration in my cup. What is in your cup? What are you walking with? What's the mindset that you have adapted to and that you live every day? Because that's where your belief systems stand. I believe in hard work. Does that mean I need to sit behind a desk 24/7 and work my ass off? No, it doesn't. Does it mean I can hide away and do nothing all day? No, it doesn't. And I've done both. I'm guilty of both ends. What's in the middle? In the middle is healthy boundaries, healthy discipline, healthy, I'm going to say, healthy acceptance of myself. There are many women out there in this world who truly, 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 to the core believe that when they have made it in work, in life, in the personal as well as professional, that they have it all. And many of these women are living that life where they have it all. Yet there's such a silent voice inside of them. It's like, this is not it. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel happy. There's something missing. We don't give that voice enough time to settle in and tell us what it is missing. What are you missing today? How are you showing up for yourself? Where can you give yourself that grace that is required so that you have grace in your cup when you hit a wall? Not anger, not frustration, not disappointment. All of them can coexist. But grace, love, care need to be in your cup too. 10 years ago, I did not have grace for myself. I did not have care for myself. I actually was completely, honestly, brutally careless about myself. Now I have that care and I have that frustration. I have that grace. And I can also have anger as long as I don't remain there. I can't keep telling myself, oh, I'm having self grace right now. I'm not going to work today. Might work for a day, might work for a month, might work even for a year. But there comes a point where I need to step up and be in the middle of my healthy boundary, healthy discipline. And honestly, this is the perfect message from the most imperfect person right now. I am learning this right now. I'm going through this as I'm sharing this with you. I have higher awareness around it. I can change my life around it because I am more aware about it. Mindset is not a fixed thing. Our belief systems are not a fixed thing. While they were created from the past, your past does not equal your future. When one person has been bad to you doesn't mean that the next person in your life is going to be bad to you. It does require you to stand up for yourself, though. For you to say yes to this and no to that without apology. Our negative emotions or our positive emotions are not our enemy. You might say, hey, positive emotions are absolutely not my enemy. They are what I want. They are what I'm seeking all the time. We all seek happiness, yet they too can derail you. Negative emotions can derail you. And the goal is not to never ever have negative emotions, negative experiences, negative way of life. Look around you. There's so much going on in this world right now. Heartbreaking. If I were to put on news every day, 24/7, I would be depressed. Or better said, I would feel depressed. Being and feeling are two different things. Feelings can change. Being is an identity. So which emotions have you made your identity? Have you ever heard someone say, oh, I always get mad when this happens? Okay, if that is your reality based on your past, do you feel empowered enough to change that? Because you want something different. Do you feel that you truly have the power over yourself right now? Well, I can say yes in this moment. Maybe in the next hour, I don't feel that way, but it's a feeling. A feeling can change. As long as I don't make it my identity, I can always change. If people truly want to change, they can only change for themselves. It has to be this higher awareness awakening inside of themselves that is like, hello, not today, please. Let's not go there. Let's not create this urge based on the past. Let's stop and reflect and listen. Listen to yourself. Listen to the wisdom that you behold inside of you, where all the answers are, where you are. I believe that we all have the power to change our mindset. It doesn't matter if you're 10, 50, 90, you have that power. Yet there has to be something inside of you that's calling you to have that power. It's calling you to see yourself. I absolutely am so grateful for the higher awareness that I have around mindset, around what I get to build, how I can look at all of those different components of mindset and be like, yes to this, no to that. Oh, I have so many different masks in my life. I'm going to reduce them to three, to one, to one, where you get to be fully and authentically yourself all the time. Where you can show up with people and be honest and raw and authentic in saying, you know what, today does not feel great. I know we are having this to do today, but please have some grace for me as I shift myself into this new way of doing, not being, doing. We do life based on the person we are being. For you to have the courage to step into your workplace and say to your colleagues, your boss, today's a rough day. I just need some 10, 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to really get into the groove of the day. Allow me that time. And then you'll come in like, let's go. We're rock and rolling today. I feel good. I am in control. I am leveled at the frequency that I desire. Leveled at the frequency that I myself desire. This is the conversation that I am learning every single day for myself. When I show up with a friend, when I show up for my client, I am raw. I am honest. Because those are my values that I do not ever want to refer from or step away from because they are me. It makes me feel good to say I'm an honest person. It also requires me to own up my own mistakes. It requires me to share my own thoughts. Will I do it perfectly all the time? Hell no. As long as I keep myself accountable for the mindset that I am portraying today, I will be okay. I will make it another day. I will show up so that something and someone else can see the power they have and hold inside of themselves. Understanding your own mindset is no small feat. Understanding your emotions, your feelings that are driven by this mindset is no small feat. Always know that you are driven by your emotions. And there's no good or bad. It just is. If I have a good emotion in this moment and the next moment I'm frustrated with myself, does the frustration be wrong? No. Frustration means there's a message for me to receive right now, to receive it and to let that frustration go. And I truly, truly, truly pray and hope that people get the message. We do have the power of changing our emotions as long as we receive the message from them. You're not just walking around being like, oh, let me take out anger right now. Let me take out frustration, disgust. No, it happens. But it's happening for a reason. It's happening because your soul wants you to be aware of something. Even if that means it wants you to be aware of what you have filled your cup with. But you can make a choice as to what else you add to your own cup. And I pray that it's not only negative emotion. Because that's when people are so disconnected from themselves. And they show up in that anger, that hurt, that pain. And that can't be you. I truly hope that you choose not to be that person. Thank you for tuning in and let me know, what are you struggling with when it comes to mindset? What are you enjoying when it comes to mindset? Where do you understand yourself and where do you wish to be understood by others? All of them hold gems. Good, bad, indifferent. It just is. You are whole. You're complete. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, thank you for listening. I hope this episode has helped you to feel less alone in finding tools towards a life which is overflowing with love and purpose. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a second to rate and review. Each review helps us to reach more individuals who are seeking healing and personal growth just like you. And don't forget to take a screenshot and share your aha moments on your Instagram stories and tag me, Matina. See you next week. Take care.